Good evening, everybody. The March 19th, 2024 Commission meeting of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners will come to order. We welcome you. County Clerk, would you please take the roll for the record? And this is going to be real quick. Our Commissioner Dobbs, he's protecting this country. He's overseas, and I don't think he's going to be near a phone tonight, so it's just going to be our Vice Chair and myself here. And before we take the roll, our attorney will explain the legal implications as far as the vote goes tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is with respect to what constitutes a quorum. And since we only have two people, I want to make sure that the public understands why we still have a quorum. Code Section 36-521C provides that during the period of time between a removal and a special election to fill that vacancy, the commission consists of the members who are on board during that period of time. So I'll read the language exactly. The remaining members of the Board of Commissioners shall constitute the governing authority of the county during the interim period between the creation of the vacancy and the election. So what that means is that the board is only 3 people because that's all we have now. And since we only have 3 people, when read in conjunction with the county code, a quorum would be 2 because a majority of 3 is 2. If we still had a 5-member commission, that wouldn't be the case, but since the commission is now defined as only being a 3-member commission, then the quorum is 2. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Thank you. That means if we vote against each other, nothing happens. So, Madam Clerk.
Commission District 4, Mark Alcaraz.
Present.
Chairman Phil Miller.
I'm here. Thank you.
Commissioner Dobbs is absent.
Commissioners, are there any changes that need to be made to the agenda?
No, Chairman.
I mean Commissioner, not Commissioner. Being none, the agenda stands as approved and presented. We're pleased to have Pastor James Harper, who's my dear friend, with us this evening to lead us in our invocation. Please stand for the invocation and afterwards join me in our pledge to the flag.
Thank you. Let's pray. Gracious, loving God and Lord of the universe, we come together tonight and we are thankful. I'm thankful for these commissioners. I'm thankful that they have taken on this yoke of leadership. It's not easy. They get all the good, the bad, and ugly, and I pray that you would give them the strength for their work. I thank you for this county staff, for everybody who labors outside the limelight but does so faithfully. I pray that they would know your pleasure in their work and in their life and the value you have in them. I pray for wisdom for these commissioners tonight and the body that's gathered here, that they would have your guidance, that you would lead them in the way that is right. I pray that they would follow your agenda for this county and to seek the good of the people here. I remember the prophet of the Old Testament who said that we are to seek the flourishing and to pray for the flourishing of the people in the place in which we've been sent. For in their flourishing is our flourishing. And I love this county. I'm grateful for this county. And I pray that the decisions made today would lead to the flourishing of the county. And I pray that those of us who are residents and citizens here would do our best to seek the flourishing of the people around us as well. For when we do so, you're glorified and all of us flourish. And so help us to do that. Give us the courage to do that, strength to do that, and the compassion to do that. And we pray these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Pastor. As a reminder, each commissioner will have 3 minutes to make remarks and 2 minutes for rebuttal. Clerk, did we have anyone sign up for public comment?
We did not.
Oh, okay. Everybody's happy then, huh? Well, maybe not. Next on our agenda is to approve the minutes. You have the minutes of the commission meeting of March the 5th, 2024, work session minutes of March the 4th, 2024, and the executive session meetings of March the 4th, 2024. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions that need to be made?
No, Chairman.
Being none, the minutes stand as approved. We have a financial report for the month of February. Are there any objections?
No, Chairman.
Being none, the financial report stands as approved. We have two public hearings this evening. The first public hearing is the approval of a new on-premises beer, wine, liquor, and alcohol license for MYST, M-Y-S-T, Austell LLC, located on 376 Maxim Road, Austell, Georgia. Allison Duncan is here to present.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr.
Jim.
Vice Chairman. As you had said, we have a public hearing tonight. This is for on-premise beer, wine, and liquor license. This will be for a restaurant located at 376 Maxim Road. Staff has reviewed the application. We have made sure that all proper notice has been given to the community. The applicant is here this evening. If you have any questions for him, he would be more than happy to answer that. Otherwise, we need to have the public hearing to comply with all requirements of the code before this license can be signed off on. And that concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. We will now open the public hearing from our citizens. Are there any citizens that would like to speak regarding the beer, wine, alcohol license? Having none, the public hearing is now closed. Are there any questions or comments from the Board of Commissioners? Do we have? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes, Chairman.
Vice Chairman.
Allison, you mentioned yesterday this is a restaurant, correct?
Under our categories, they would have to qualify as a restaurant so that they would have food service in addition to their alcohol service.
Okay. And has the applicant, I'm not sure, has he run a restaurant before, or does he know the protocols?
Would you like to hear from the applicant?
Please.
Good evening.
Hey, good evening, board members.
Good. Hey, I'm assuming you've worked in the restaurant business if you're going to open up a restaurant?
I have.
Okay. All right. So you obviously know all the laws and everything in regards to the sale of alcohol in your establishment, correct?
Correct. And I also took a RISE class with respect to that.
Okay. What type of restaurant is it going to be?
It's going to be an African American restaurant. So the difference with this establishment would be we will be part of our menu. 50% of it would be serving American dishes, and the other 50% of our menu would be African dishes. That's one concept in the Douglas County area, and we're just trying to introduce this to the community to promote, a mixture of culture and to encourage, health and welfare within the community.
Okay. All right. That's all I need. That's all I needed, Chairman. I yield.
Can I get your name for the record? I'm sorry.
Oswald Batia.
I'll get the spelling out.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
I can spell it out for you if you need me to.
Do we have a motion to
I can get it
approve
from
the new on-premises beer, wine, liquor, alcohol license for MYST, Austell LLC?
So moved.
I second. All in, we're voting computer or we're voting?
Yes,
Okay.
electronic. Motion carries 2-0.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The second public hearing is for the approval of the Connect Douglas proposed route changes in the Title VI plan. Ron Roberts is here to present.
Thank
Hello,
you,
Ron.
Commissioners. Good evening to everyone. Yes, sir. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the Title VI program. This is a requirement from the Federal Transit Authority, and it's a long day. And it's updated every 3 years. It outlines exactly what we need to do in terms of posting for various languages and outreach. Also, if there are complaints, exactly how that's derived. It's an analysis of how the county's split up, English proficiency, things like that. And it's a required document. We went through a triennial 2 years ago. We'll have another one coming up. I just want a good grade on this one. So
Okay.
that's the first one for the public hearing. The second one is, as you know, the transit master plan. This never was a document that was meant to sit on the shelf, so we're looking forward to move forward May 1st and make the changes. That requires public hearings, and so we would ask tonight to, if you would open the public hearing, if there's anyone else. In conjunction with that, if there are citizens listening, we also have on the Connect Douglas website a copy of the plan, and we also have public meetings that we're completing around the county as well.
Okay. We will now open the public hearing to hear from our citizens. Are there any citizens that would like to speak regarding the route changes and Title VI plan? Okay. Having none, do we have a motion to approve the Connect Douglas proposed route
Chair.
changes and Title VI plan?
Chairman, can you close the public hearing for the record?
Okay, just for the record, the public hearing is closed.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion. I second it. We vote on the computer?
Motion carries 2-0.
Thank you, Ron.
Chairman.
We will now begin with new business. Our agenda items. County Clerk, please begin with our business items.
Yes, sir. We have a new business item, number 7, authorization to award a contract to CSC Design, Inc. in the amount of $138,984 for the transfer station at the Douglas County landfill to be funded through 2022 SPLOST funds, and authorize the chairman to sign all related documents pending final legal review. And Heath Coward
Heath?
is here if you have any questions.
Good evening, Chairman, Vice Chair. Hey, I'm really excited to bring this to you. We've been working on it and needing this a long time. We had a fire about 6 months ago. The transfer station was burnt completely, and nobody's been able to use it, occupy it since then. So what that means for our average citizens, our commercial trash haulers have to pay more and go to another facility in the county on 78, and then the small time businesses and just people that like to bring their trash up, they have to bring it. And we have made a rough makeshift transfer station, if you will, but conditions are not ideal. They're the best we can get them with what we got. And we've been doing that for about 6 months. We've been going through the process of putting out RFP, working with procurement, and trying to get the ball rolling and get people actually bidding on this. And what we found is we'd split it up into different sections. The first being the design. So tonight we're here. We had our evaluation meeting yesterday, and was able to get it on the agenda tonight because of the need of it. But we have 3 bidders, and CSC was the highest awarded points bidder before the actual payment. Their price was even open, so they are the cheapest bidder at the same time. So it's our recommendation. We go with them, and they will start on the design, and then we'll get contractors to build it out.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve this item?
Just a quick question, Chairman.
Yes, sir. I think yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. I'm making a motion to approve CSC Design, Inc. for the building or the design of our transfer station at the Douglas County landfill.
Yeah, I second the motion. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Chairman. So, all right, so we're excited about this. District 4, my phones have been blowing up ever since this burnt down.
Rightfully so.
Just a guess, I mean, I'm not holding you to it, about how long you think before when we start designing this till it's completed, you have about a time frame, maybe?
1 year
1
is
year?
what we're holding them to. You know, with different phases it
Sure.
can go and weather, you know, subject to change, but that's what we're pushing for. Completely done, working this time next year.
Okay, perfect. I yield, Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please prepare to cast your vote.
Motion carries 2-0.
Okay. Next, do we have another business item?
Yes, I'll continue with the business items. We have number 8, consideration of proposed 2023 merit system changes recommended by the Personnel Review Board regarding Section 13-125C for sick leave. And Danielle Nichols is here to answer any questions.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and the administration. If I may, I would like to just give a high-level overview for the
Please.
items discussed yesterday. So the Personnel Review Board has proposed 4 changes to the merit system. The first one is for Section 13-125C sick leave, and the proposed change is to expand the definition of the doctor's certificate to licensed advanced provider. Any questions?
No, I think that's important. A lot of people go to the doctor nowadays and they see an assistant or a nurse or something, and I think that ought to be acceptable.
Okay, thank you. The next proposed item is to Section 13-124A vacation leave, and the recommendation or the proposed change is to allow new employees to use accrued vacation time after the completion of their probationary period, which is 6 months versus the 1 year that is currently slated within the merit system. Any questions?
Well, you may not know it, but I used to work for this county.
I've
And-
heard that.
Yeah, for a little while. At one point in time, you had to work a year before you got vacation, is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's the way it is now?
Correct.
Okay, so they don't accumulate vacation until they have a year, is that?
They accumulate it, they can't use it until they've worked a full year.
Okay, so they, if they get a week, they accumulate a day or two every other month, I guess. Is that the way that happens?
Yes.
Okay.
So they accrue the time and it's on the books, but they can't use it until they've worked 1 full year.
Okay. Okay, so if somebody had vacation after 6 months, it would be a half a week, is that right?
It would be somewhere thereabout. It hinges on when they started with the county, but they would not be able to use it until they've worked 1 full year.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mark?
The next item for your consideration is as a change to Section 13-124D, maximum accumulation of vacation leave. And what is proposed is adding the caveat to pay out unused accrued vacation leave that exceeds the maximum accrual.
Okay.
Any
And that-
questions?
The expense of that for the county is
It's
300 and
estimated.
something thousand at a
It's
minimum?
estimated to be 300,000 and upwards, and it hinges on tenure, so length of service, and it also would include the costs associated with the county contributing to pension, because pension would go out as well as a result of the payout.
Okay. You have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So I know that our fire department and our sheriff's office are working really hard to fill all these positions that they have. The last we looked, were both departments somewhere between 70 to 80 positions open. So if those 80 other positions are filled with these new hires, how much more is it going to cost the county in regards to what's being proposed other than the $350,000?
It would go up significantly because then you are adding to the pool of population, so those individuals will accrue time off. And as they accrue time off their first year, they'll get a week. And if they don't use any of that time as they grow it and as that time expands, anything over the maximum that they're allowed to carry over is what would be paid out.
So as they created or stayed with our county for longer years and accumulated more and more time, then we could be looking at $450,000.
Yes, quite easily.
Okay. All right. I yield, Chairman.
Okay. Do we need to vote on each one of these individually? Because I don't think that all of them are going to pass.
We do. We need
We
to
do.
vote on each individually.
Okay.
And Mr. Chair, there's one more. The
Yeah,
last
okay.
proposed change to the merit system is section 13-58D, the employee rehire policy. What is proposed is changing the rehire policy to 365 days, which is 1 year. What HR and the administration would like to present for your consideration is to bifurcate the proposal and have all employees that are non-certified public safety a rehire policy of 6 months, and then the certified public safety employees a rehire policy of 1 year, or the 365 days.
Okay. Well, I think it's important, especially in today's market, as far as law enforcement and firemen are concerned, that we consider hiring people back. A lot of these people think that the grass is greener on the other side, and it's dead also, so they come back and they want their jobs back. And those people are already trained. They've already been to school. They've already got their certification, and they're valuable employees in the job market. So I would certainly be for expanding that to a year.
Okay.
Do you have any comment? Okay.
Okay. Thank you. That's it for me.
Well, see, I'm not smart enough to remember all four of those. Oh, wait a minute, they're probably written down here.
Would you like
Okay.
me to read them, Chairman?
Would you please?
Number 8 is consideration of proposed 2023 merit system changes recommended by the Personnel Review Board regarding Section 13-125C for sick leave.
Okay. She left. Okay. Do I have a motion for?
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept line item number 8 in regards to the 2023 merit system proposed changes for Personnel Review Board in regards to the sick leave, but it must be or must read as by a licensed advanced practitioner.
Okay, we have a motion. I'll second it. All in favor? Are we voting on the computer?
Motion carries 2-0.
Okay.
Number 9 is consideration of proposed 2023 merit system changes recommended by the Personnel Review Board regarding Section 13-124A for vacation leave.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the recommended changes in regards to the vacation leave to be able to, for employees to be able to use their vacation after 6 months.
Okay. We have a motion. I'll second it. All in favor?
Motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Number 10, consideration of proposed 2023 merit system changes recommended by the Personnel Review Board regarding Section 13-124D, maximum accumulation.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to deny line item number 10 in regards to the maximum accumulation in regards to payout for sick leave or vacation.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Can we do a hand vote for this? I'm sorry, the computer's not.
Well, it's okay. Okay, next. Oh, you ain't got the vote.
Hand vote. We'll need to do a hand vote.
We got to do a hand vote.
Gotta
For that
do the hand
item.
vote. All in favor,
Yeah,
say aye, raise your
Aye.
hand. All opposed, same.
thank you.
Motion carries.
Number 11 is consideration of proposed 2023 merit system changes recommended by the Personnel Review Board regarding Section 13-58D for employee rehire policy.
Do I have a
Sure.
motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the employee rehire policy with 6 months for standard employees and 1 year for certified public safety.
I would like to amend that policy to include that it's a one-time thing, that we would rehire you and you would reap your previous benefits once. If you quit twice and come back, you got to start over. But we'll give you the first chance. That's in the
I
form
accept.
of a motion.
I accept that amendment.
Okay. We have a motion and a second that includes my amendment. All in favor?
We'll do raise hands.
We're raising our hand? Okay, all in favor, raise your hand.
Thank you.
All
Motion-
opposed, same. Motion carries. Okay, we have the consent agenda now, I think.
We have one more.
No, we have number 12.
Okay.
Certificate of preliminary plat approval for Chattahoochee Meadows Conservation Subdivision. And Phil Schaefer is here to answer any questions.
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chair.
Howdy.
The property is located on Caps Ferry Road, it's approximately 713 acres. Site will remain as currently zoned, which is residential agricultural. They're requesting to develop it under the RLD standards as a conservation subdivision, which is allowed. The site would be served by public sewer. That would allow a minimum lot size of 15,000 square feet. Once you back out the area being reserved, you have approximately 609 single-family detached housing units at a density of 0.85 units per acre, which is what would be the maximum allowed under the RA zone district. So that's the maximum they would be given. The project will provide about 390 acres of open space. That represents about 55% of the overall project. This includes active play areas, other amenities for the owners, and a homeowners association will, of course, be required to maintain those. In addition, there is a requirement, however, that an authorized nonprofit entity will be given the conservation easement to maintain in perpetuity those lands designated specifically for the conservation component. That's been hold up for the last couple of months, is trying to get that letter from an entity that is actually authorized to handle that particular activity. Now that they have that letter from the Oconee River Land Trust, the plat comes before you authorized to move forward. Subdivision application also exceeded the Atlanta Regional Commission's development of regional impact size. It was over 500 units, so we had to go through a DRI process. That process was completed May 19th of last year with a number of suggestions that were incorporated into the plat design. So there was some redesign work going into this plat. What we bring before you this evening is, I think it's the third iteration of design for this particular layout for the subdivision plat. Staff is recommending approval of it. The Development Review Committee reviewed the proposed subdivision for this final version, and compliance was authorized on December 8th, 2023, as certified on the plat's cover page by the red stamp that we did. So the Water Sewer Authority's authorized it, the Fire Marshal's authorized it, Planning and Zoning's authorized it, the Arborist and Engineering has authorized it to move forward. The only entity we don't have on there who is not normally a participant in this process is, of course, the school system. They don't authorized plats as a normal routine. So we come before you this evening recommending approval with one condition. Staff recommends authorizing the certificate of preliminary plat approval and accepting in principle all rights-of-way dedications as shown and required under the UDC, and allowing the chair to sign all documents related thereto pending legal review as needed, with the following condition: that no permits for clearing, grading, or land disturbance shall be issued until a formal conservation easement agreement is submitted to the planning and zoning manager, having been duly executed between the developer and an entity authorized under the state of Georgia statutes governing such activities. And I know you had asked a question yesterday about what would be the developable area of land, given there's some environmental issues on the property itself. So if you were to take the 700 acres and back out approximately 130 or 140 acres of undevelopable site, you come up with around 590 acres that could be developed as 1 acre lots, single-family detached product. The request, of course, this evening is to combine, to take land out of it, so it's reserved for conservation, and then aggregate the houses in smaller sized lots. But you would still have about 609 units within the request. So the density issue is very close.
So it's 19 houses difference?
Yeah, it's not, it's virtually indistinguishable between the two. But if there's other issues that you would like staff to work on, or if you need more information, representative is here from HRC Engineering in case you had direct questions for them. Or if you needed more information, we're happy to try and answer any questions or develop whatever information you might need beyond what I've provided.
Okay. You have any questions or comments?
I do, Chairman. Phil, when I was looking at this, I reached out to our school board, and I haven't been able to speak with the representative in that district as of yet. And we're going to try and get together tomorrow to talk about this. My concern is that school already down there, from what I'm being told, they're already having to bus in kids from other schools into those schools down there because the other schools are overflowing. So it's a big concern of mine because, you know, when looking at that, and I believe I just asked a general question, you know, that they are looking at every household to possibly having 2 children. So that those additional children coming into that school is really going to overwhelm that school. And not only that, as our fire chief stated yesterday, you know, that's a significant amount of homes coming in that area, which is going to be a big impact in regards to that Fair Play station. I also reached out to our sheriff's office. There are some concerns with them as well in regards to that many houses coming in down to that area because they are short-staffed at the time. So what I would like to request is to table this to our April 22nd meeting. Would that give you enough time to possibly get together some impact studies so that I can better review that before we move forward this?
Should be more than enough time. It's the normal amount of time we would have for any zoning case, about a month. Yeah,
Okay.
should be.
All right. I yield, Chairman.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to table this to our April 22nd meeting until an impact study can be done.
I second the motion.
Hand vote.
We vote and hand vote. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand.
Thank you.
All opposed, same sign. Motion
Motion
passes.
carries.
Thank you.
Now we're ready for the consent agenda.
Okay. Go ahead.
We'll just vote on the consent agenda as it's presented
Okay.
instead of reading. We'll just need a motion to approve the
Right.
consent agenda.
Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there any discussion? I second the motion. Please prepare to cast your vote. Okay.
Motion carries 2-0.
Okay. We have a few announcements this evening. Yvette Jones, our Chief Communications Officer, will come up and read our announcements.
Chairman, we got to vote on the approval of expenses.
Chairman, yeah, we have the approval of expenses, I'm sorry.
It's not on my list.
That was my error, I'm sorry.
I make a lot of them myself. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the expenses?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve former Vice Chair Carthen's expenses in the amount of $278.98.
Okay, I second that motion. All in favor, signify by raising your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now the consent agenda. Yes.
Now the announcements.
All right. Did we have a motion and did you second it?
I did.
Yeah, we did everything.
Okay,
We're ready for the announcements now.
okay. Hello, dear.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, Administration. Pleased to present a few announcements for you this evening. Please join District 1 Commissioner Ricky Dobbs for his Coming Together Resource Fair. The event is scheduled for May 4th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Connect Douglas Multimodal Transportation Center. There will be a host of county resources and food vendors for citizens to enjoy. Vendors will be available from 11 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. The community conversation will begin at 12:40 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there. And a runoff election for the Douglas County Board of Commissioners District 2 seat is scheduled for Tuesday, April 9th, with advance voting from April 1st until April 5th. For more election information, including runoff details and voting locations, please visit our website at douglascountyga.gov and navigate to the Board of Elections link at the top of the page. And April is National County Government Month. This year's theme is Forward Together, emphasizing connection, inspiration, and leadership. Douglas County government has two key events to commemorate this occasion. First, join us for the 2024 Douglas County State of the County Address in partnership with the Douglas County Chamber and the Council for Quality Growth, as Chairman Phil Miller delivers remarks about the county's progress and shares an inspiring vision for moving Douglas County forward. The event is scheduled for Wednesday, April 17th, from 11:30 a.m. until 1:15 p.m. at the Douglasville Conference Center. Please note, there is a cost to attend this event. Visit councilforqualitygrowth.org for ticket details and additional information. And secondly, Douglas County Government presents Inside Douglas County. It's a community meet and greet, shining light on the people, the work, and the progress here in Douglas County. This event will be held on April 30th at 6 p.m. at the Douglasville Conference Center. Attendees will have the opportunity to connect with department representatives, explore county programs and services, and much more. The event is free and open to the public. Stay connected to our socials and our website at douglascountyga.gov for more information. And in recognition of National Procurement Month, Douglas County's Procurement Department is hosting an open house on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. at the Lithia Springs Senior Center. This is your chance to meet the team and learn about the vital role of procurement in local government and our economy. And the probate office will be open for service on select Saturdays throughout the year to serve your probate needs. The next Saturday date is April 6th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And come out this weekend and bring us your junk. On March 23rd, dump all of your junk at this year's biannual junk dump. It will take place right here at the Douglas County Courthouse from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. or until dumpsters are full. Anything is accepted except for tires, mattresses, batteries, and paint. And finally, it is not too late to apply for Citizens Academy. Visit douglascountyga.gov for more information on this exciting opportunity to learn more about your county government. That's it for announcements this evening. I yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you, dear. Is there any other business to come before the board? Having none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.